Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about my Frugal makeup and skincare routine. So stick around if you want to hear about the best drugstore brands that I have found. Hi, my name is Andie and I'm a recovering shopaholic. And during my shopaholic days, I used to buy name brand this and name brand that, this being makeup and that being skincare, and they were way too expensive. And so when I got serious about getting out of debt, I started to look for drugstore everything. I started shopping at Ulta instead of the other big box store because I found that Ulta, you could use coupons and also you got points. And so the more points you got, the more of a discount you got on those products. So I started going to Ulta, and slowly but surely, I started replacing all of the different products that I was using. So I'm just gonna start with my very first step when I wake up in the morning for my skincare routine. So I now use the Clean and Clear 3-step system. This is just the first one. Before I was using Proactive, I was using another name brand one that was super expensive, and I just found my skin is impacted a lot more by the food that I eat than by the products that I use to clean my skin. So it really didn't make a difference when I switched to Clean and Clear. So after I do the 3-step Clean and Clear process, I then prime my face. e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. And I find that it primes my face really well to get it ready for foundation. So I actually have 3 different foundation shades that I have to have on hand. I tan super easily. If I'm out in the sun for 5 minutes, I'm about 3 shades darker. So I have 3 shades that I'll rotate throughout the year so that I can blend and try to get my actual shade. So I use the Morphe brand because, again, I can get it at Ulta, and I can use those coupons, and the purchases that I make go towards more points that I could use for future purchases. So I find this to be very affordable, and this line, it works pretty well for me. I have oily to combo skin, and this foundation actually works pretty well for me. When I apply my foundation, I use this Real Techniques Silicone Sponge. If I use the silicone sponge to apply my foundation first, and then I use a beauty blender to blend in the foundation, I get more of an airbrushed look. If I go in with the beauty blender right away, it actually ends up picking up more product than it leaves on my face. So that's why I would rather spread and apply the product with a silicone sponge and then go in with the beauty blender. I'll show you later on the makeup kit that I got from Amazon. It came with a ton of stuff, and I found it to be a really good value, and this beauty blender came in with it. So I actually don't even know what brand this blender is, but I do use Real Techniques, or I've been using the ones that came in this Amazon case. To clean my beauty blender, I don't use the name brand beauty blender soap. I found that it was just way too expensive for my budget, so I use regular old bar soap that I keep in a dollar store dish. And then when I go to dry the beauty blender, I will let it sit in this egg case looking thing that I got from Amazon, and I can link all that stuff in the description for you all. If you do end up buying any of the products that are Amazon linked below, I do get a little commission on it. It's my book money. So if you want to share the love. I wanted to point out that when I use the beauty blender, I actually do mist it with setting spray from e.l.f., which you know that e.l.f. is a pretty affordable brand, and that helps to keep more of the product on my face than in the beauty blender. I have a whole host of concealers that I will use depending on what's going on with my scars that day, or how much contouring I want to do, and if I want to do liquid contour or powder. But here are the concealers that I use. They are e.l.f. or Morphe brand, so pretty affordable. Then when I am ready to set my face, I will use this product. I picked it up from Marshall's one day. I had never heard of this brand before, but it's been working just fine. I usually pick up tinted setting powders. I was on high alert for a flashback Mary effect with this one, but it's actually been fine, and it's been blending really well. So I do recommend this. It was in the clearance section at Marshall's. I have no idea if it's still there, but it was a really good value. Once my face is set with the setting powder, I will go in with the blush. I was super excited to see it at Marshall's. These are both blush trios. This one's Berry Adore and Peachy Love. So just depending on the time of day and what I'm wearing, I might use one or the other, or I might blend them. Once my blush is done, I'll want to highlight. I'll use one of these two highlighters. That one is the e.l.f. highlighter. This one is an Apricot Glow. This one, believe it or not, I got for $8. If you are familiar with the brand NARS, you know that is probably medium to higher end brand. And this is in the color Albatross. This was $8, and I would venture to guess that at Sephora, it's probably around $23 to $32. For my mascara, I use the tried and true Maybelline brand. Another great drugstore brand. You're probably super familiar with this color combo. You've probably seen it in so many of your friends' purses before. For my eyeliner, I used good old Morphe. This is in the color Blackout. So that's pretty much it for putting on my face. I'm just gonna quickly show you my train case that I got from Amazon. It came with many, many more of these brushes. It does have a zipper compartment for you to stash even more things. It did come with that beauty blender. It also came with a little pink silicone pad for you to use to wash out your brushes. And it came with a ton of these items that you could use to compartmentalize your train case, so you can customize it to fit whatever items that you're storing in there. Let's fast forward. So at the end of the day, when I'm ready to take off my makeup, I was finding that I was spending way too much money on makeup remover. I had rediscovered Pond's Kohl Cream. And it just completely melts away all of my makeup. Whether it's waterproof mascara or not, nothing gets left behind with this product. So I use Pond's, and I just put it directly on my face with clean hands, and then I use microfiber cloths, and they just came in a set, and I picked them up from my local grocery store. So instead of buying a wipe or two every single time I need to wash my face, I just go ahead and use this, and it's so much more affordable, so much more durable, and I think better for the environment too, because you're not throwing as much stuff away in the trash every day. I also want to go ahead and show you what I use to store my makeup brushes. This glass vase I got for free, and these little blue glass decorations, I probably picked them up at Michael's somewhere on clearance, knowing me. All I do when my brushes are dry and I'm ready to use them again, I just stick them in and they stand straight up. So I'm able to keep all of my brushes in that one container when they're clean and ready to use. And because it's so large, I can put them together. So all my eyebrow and eyelid brushes can go in one place, my blush brushes can go in another, so it helps to keep me organized also. So that's it, y'all, for my frugal makeup habit tips for today. If you have any tips you'd like to share with me, I would love to see them in the comments, and I will see you next time.